you've really kind of, I don't want to say abandoned your four-seamer, but you're not using it nearly as much as you were. So what was the impetus behind you not throwing the pitch as much and leaning on your secondary stuff more?
I'm still throwing throwing the fastball, but I feel like, I mean, the results that I've gotten of throwing like the cutter and the sweeper and the split really have kind of shown that, like, I don't necessarily need to throw the fastball that much.
Dude, like, the details on this thing, one, like, the matte black is crazy. The bridge that comes across the hat. I mean, like, I know it's the, wait, hold on. Let me just show real quick.
The work ethic, just watching you in the cages, it's impressive, Mark.
I'm passionate about this game. I'm like almost to the point where I'm obsessed. Like, I feel like baseball is something that I need to do on a daily basis.
The Mets are back.
That's been back, baby. Let's recreate the moment in the control room when that ball went over the fence.
Dude, when that ball went over the fence, because for everybody listening right now, we got a really cool show for you today. We have two big interviews for you. We have a Reed Garrett interview that we recorded just yesterday, and we have a Mark Vientos interview we recorded at spring training. And we're telling you the truth, this was decided days ago. At the end of the game, it could go one way or the other, and it went the way.
It was unreal. When Reed Garrett, so Vito came in the control room, what, like 10th inning or so?
I came in the 10th when he came out.
I was in the director's chair today, and Vito was right behind me when Mark hit the homer. Well, first he came in when Reed Garrett came in the game, and we looked at each other, and we're being honest here, like, we knew he wasn't going to do this, but you know, baseball, you can't predict it. What just if, you know, the wheels fell off for Reed? Like, did we put it out? You know, the Mets fans can get a little. But he dominates in the 10th and then gives up a hit with the ghost runner and in the 11th, whatever, an unearned run, and then gets out of the rest, gives his team a chance, keeps him in there. So that was one box checked. And Mark Vientos comes in the game off the bench, singles, and then after Harrison's massive hit, we can't let that go.
No.
Forgotten, because that was, you know, down to your final out, resilient, incredible. You know, Mark steps up and does what he does best, just puts that up.
I was happy with the single from Mark to start. I was like, you know, that's good enough, like, you know.
Yeah, and then, you know, just hitting the ball the opposite way, as he does, just incredible opposite field power. And the ball's traveling, and we're just like, this thing is crushed. It's killing me.
It's traveling.
Yeah,
like the ball.
this is the check swing C-stand.
Don't slap it.
Stop that.
Don't do it again.
I'm going to pull it back here. You know, ball goes over the wall, and I turned around. And that was a nice high five.
So I came in there when Reed Garrett in the 10th, and I was like, hey man, you know, I was like, he just got us out of that inning. This is a great start. Vientos had a hit. I was like, what an episode.
Yeah.
And then when Mark Vientos hit the walk-off to win the game, I was like, we are in business. I'm excited for these two episodes.
Yeah.
So those are two really cool interviews we have to play today. Why don't we just get right into it? Why don't we start off with the Reed Garrett?
You want to go with Reed? I got a couple nuggets for you with Reed.
I would love to hear those nuggets. Did they come up in the interview?
Some of them did. Well, with Reed, I asked him about his 4 wins, and at the time, that was as many as one major league team had. Now Reed has 5 wins. He's tied for the major league lead in wins. And the Mets have played 27 games. Reed Garrett is the first Met with 5 or more wins through the team's first 27 games since another fan favorite, Bartolo Colon, in 2015. So he's
2015 was a good year.
Unbelievable. 27 strikeouts, the 6 walks. His whiff rate, 45.9%. These are Edwin Diaz numbers, so also is filthy on Sunday. First time he's pitched since Wednesday. But, I mean, what can you say? Just another notch in Reed Garrett's belt. And we had a great conversation in this same room. So, yeah.
Did you notice something?
Purple?
I made a request, yeah. I asked Taylor because when we finished the shoot, no, actually, either when we finished or right before we started, John turned to Jake, the director, and said, oh, purple would have been nice.
No, I thought it was purple because it was blue. It was blue and a reddish orange.
Oh, see, the way it came off was you were saying.
Oh, no.
The way that me and him both heard it was you were like, should have been purple. Because
that's a good point. But I wasn't saying it like that. Sorry, Jake.
Because Jake said, you know, next time, and then walked away. And I was like, damn, John. I was like, why would you do that?
No, red and blue makes
No, you're
purple.
right. That's a good point.
Now we just got straight up purple.
Now
and we got straight fire conversation coming your way with Reed Garrett.
So here it is. Us talking to Reed Garrett. Hey, it's Vito Calisi and Jonathan Barron from Meet at the Apple. We're here with Reed Garrett, you're just having a really crazy moment right now. It's taken a long road for you to get here, but what just clicked in this offseason that you're just off to this insane start?
Yeah, I think I had some success at the end of the season last year. and kind of gave me like the confidence to go in the offseason knowing that I had the ability to get guys at the big league level out. And with the help of Hef and the guys behind the scenes here, they kind of made it possible for me to refine and really fine tune the stuff that worked. And I feel like the work that we put in really has really taken off for sure.
Now, one of the big changes between last year and this year for you is you've really kind of, I don't want to say abandoned your four-seamer, but you're not using it nearly as much as you were. It was 33% last year usage. This year, a 12% four-seamer rate. So what was the impetus behind you not throwing the pitch as much and leaning on your secondary stuff more?
I have been throwing the sinker a little bit too, so I don't know if it obviously might not.
I'm going off Baseball Savant classification.
Yeah.
So you're still throwing the hard stuff.
Yeah, I'm still throwing throwing the fastball, but I feel like the results that I've gotten of throwing like the cutter and the sweeper and the split really have kind of shown that I don't necessarily need to throw the fastball that much. Doesn't mean to say it's going to be like that all year, but as of right now, it just kind of just seeing the way that the swings that I'm getting and stuff like that, I feel like kind of just leads to the pitch usage, kind of reading it while I'm out there and seeing what we got.
And are you always thinking about making adjustments? Because obviously you've made a name for yourself. You have the most strikeouts among all relief pitchers in baseball, and people are noticing. Yeah. So a book on you is going to be out, and then you're going to have to try to counter back. Is that something that you're always planning and thinking about?
I think that's kind of part of the game, is just kind of seeing as you get going, all right, maybe guys are spitting on the split more, and then you have to throw the fastball more in order to get that one swing and miss, and can't rely so much on the breaking stuff as often. But I think it's one of those things where it's just kind of day in and day out, we're just trying to kind of piece it together and make our game plan and try to execute it.
Now, you've played for a few different teams over the last few years. One of those teams was over in Japan. What's the difference in pitching in Japanese ball versus American ball? And did you pick anything up from overseas?
Yeah, I think I learned this. I learned the split there. My bullpen coach really kind of helped me figure that out there. Japanese baseball's a whole lot different. It's a lot of bunting and hit and run and steals. There's not quite as many guys in the lineup who can do damage. So I think it's more kind of pitch to contact and let them get themselves out. You're not going to strike out as many guys there. But yeah, I think that's the biggest difference. Is just overall, you'll see a 3-hole hitter drop a sack bunt down in a situation where they need it, and you don't really ever see that here. So
what'd you do for fun in Japan?
So I was actually there during COVID, so I really couldn't do too much. I was actually playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone at the time.
Okay.
So, which was cool. I was still able to talk with my friends and stuff back home.
Were you timing it up? Because you were 12, 13 hours ahead. So you guys were trying to coordinate your Call of Duty games?
So when COVID first hit, actually, I was able to, I would wake up early in the morning and I'd talk to my wife and son back home, and then I'd play video games with my buddies until they went to sleep, and then I'd stay up at night when they were waking up. Obviously, nobody was working, so we were able to kind of spend some time together.
I that's the weirdest thing that I get nostalgic about that time, is that I remember every day, when everything first went down, the only thing that was nice was me and my friends would play Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Every night until 2 or 3 a.m. Mm-hmm. And it was the most I talked to my friends at that level in a while.
Yeah.
Because everybody just had all this time. So it's funny that just how how common that is.
Yeah. Are you an MLB The Show guy at all?
No, I'm not.
No?
I don't really play sports games online.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now I'm big into Fortnite.
Okay, of course.
Yeah, and then
what's your favorite skin?
I like to rotate them out. I don't think I have a favorite one. There is a Stormtrooper one that's pretty sick, but
do you play Battlefront?
No, I don't.
Dude, Battlefront's sick. I mean, you're just on different Star Wars worlds. Yeah. There's an Ewok hunt.
Okay.
Where you're just trying to hunt Ewoks in the complete darkness, and then every time somebody gets killed, they become it. So you become an Ewok if you get killed, and then you're hunting the stormtroopers.
I'll have to check it out.
Is there a lot of gaming on the team plane and just in the clubhouse in general?
I think we got some guys that who play.
Yeah.
You see everybody carrying around their either they're I think it's called the Poga screen now. It used
What's
to be
that?
a games case. It almost looks like a briefcase or like a rolling suitcase, and you open it up and there's like a TV screen and like your
It's a video game console on the go, essentially.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this.
Previously, it used to be called the games case, and that was like big for a while, but that one got like too heavy. But this one's got wheels and stuff on it.
That's
so.
cool. You look professional, but you're
Yeah.
really carrying.
Yeah,
a
you're
PS5.
Exactly.
Just playing video games. Well, Japan is one of the very interesting parts. Stops on your great story. You played your college ball at Virginia Military Institute, which most people don't know has a D1 program, but it does. So, I mean, I guess a broad question to ask on that is, what was the experience like, and what did you learn playing college ball at VMI, where it wasn't just baseball? There was a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing there was it kind of taught you discipline and like everything. It may seem hard at times, but like there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. It was really my only Division I offer, so it wasn't. I didn't necessarily know exactly what I was getting into when I went there, but you know, I made some great friends, guys who I'm still really close with to this day, and I'm thankful for my time there. And I feel like it kind of helped me throughout my career, like figure out like how to get through difficult times.
Now, I was doing some reading about this, and I read about something called Rat Year, which I believe is your freshman year, and then Hell Week, which I pledged a fraternity, so I know a version of Hell Week. But what was Rat Year like, and what was this Hell Week like?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit different than yours.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I'll tell you about mine after.
Yeah, so freshman year or your Rat Year, my parents dropped me off at college. And it's called Matriculation Day, and you're in the
Sounds intimidating.
Yeah, exactly. You're in the basketball arena, and they like call you down by company. So I was in Alpha Company, so I was like the first group to get called down. We stand there on the basketball floor, and then they march all the rats out of the basketball arena and up into barracks, and then for 9 straight days, you pretty much get yelled at and learn how to wear your uniform and like. Learn how to march and all this stuff. So I remember I was sitting in the baseball parking lot one day. We were learning how to march, and I was like, "Man, what am I doing? Well, why am I here?" So, but when it was all said and done, it was worth it. So.
Do you know the comedian Shane Gillis?
Yeah.
Have you heard him talk? Because he got a D1 offer to West Point.
For what sport?
For football. He went to West Point for football.
Oh, really?
And he lasted a week because he was at Hell Week and it was so miserable. Yeah. And he said in the parade where I don't know if you guys did that there, but they did a parade where their parents got to like see them become soldiers. And he said he went up to his mom and he said, "I'm dropping out."
Yeah. I remember we got to call home once during the week, and I remember like it was after we did like some sort of like fun little intramural thing to make it seem like everything was fine. But I called home and I just remembered I cried and I was like, I hate it here. I don't want to be here at all.
When I was in football camp, I remember it was like 8 days in, and I called my mom, and the second I heard her voice, I just broke.
Wait, was your football camp like upstate somewhere?
Yeah, it was in Pennsylvania. It was from New York to either upstate or Pennsylvania.
High school?
Yeah. High school football.
And you guys traveled like you were the New York Giants?
Yeah, we went to a football camp.
That's crazy.
We were there for a week, 2 weeks. I don't remember.
That's
I remember
crazy.
hearing my mom's voice, and we had to use a phone card.
Yeah.
I remember hearing my mom's voice and just weeping.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I think I was in my academic advisor's office is where we got to call home from, and I was just like, this is the dumbest. Why am I here? What am I doing? But yeah, it stuck it out and made it.
It all paid off. I didn't call my mom during pledging. They didn't really. There's no time for that. Yeah. But anyway, your experience at VMI, I'm sure it puts things like being called upon to get a save at Dodger Stadium into perspective. So let's talk about that. Yeah. Last weekend, of course, by the way, you're wearing the City Connect. We're doing this right before you guys take the field in City Connects. We like to let the fans know when we're having our conversation. So a week ago today, actually. Yeah. Edwin Diaz comes in, gets out of a jam in the 8th inning. When Edwin goes in and gets the job done, at that point, are you thinking the 9th inning could be mine? What was that like?
So I was told that like I was going to be like emergency only. Okay. I was available, but
break glass.
Yeah, I was available, and to be honest, I'm kind of glad that it happened the way that it did, because like I didn't have that much time to like it was like the phone rang, read during the game, get warmed up. It was kind of a quick inning. So it was like I didn't have that much time for the adrenaline to build up, and I'm kind of thankful that I pitched the night before, so it wasn't like the first time out in Dodger Stadium. I mean, because that place was loud. It's crazy. It's kind of a different atmosphere. But yeah, it was like one of those things where the phone rang. Hey, you're in the game. All right, let's go. So got out there and executed some pitches and got the job done.
Yeah, I mean that was a special moment. So that gave you your first save. You also have 4 wins. How crazy is it that you're just pulling off all the accolades? I mean, you're amongst the league leaders in wins right now.
Yeah.
I know it's a statistic that doesn't carry as much weight these days, but it's still pretty cool.
I think that's more of a credit to our team.
Sure.
I think like it shows that like I've pitched later in the game so far this year, so it shows that like even when we're down, we're not out of it at any time. So I think the resiliency of this team is something that's really cool to see and be a part of.
We've talked about that with a lot of guys on the team. You're in the bullpen during games. You're watching the team never say die. What's the vibe like in the bullpen? You guys have some antics going on out there?
We've got the best closer in baseball. We've got 2 guys who've been in the big leagues for 14, 15 years each. And a bunch of great dudes down there. So it's a lot of fun. Like we're all kind of just joking around, nothing crazy, anything like that. But like we're out there and we keep it light and kind of push each other to be the best that we can day in and day out.
One of those guys in the bullpen with you is Jake Diekman, and everybody on Twitter is obsessed with saying you guys look alike. Do you think you look alike?
I don't think so. I think like we were talking about just before this started, that everybody kind of asked me to, hey, Jake, can you sign this? I'm like, I'm not Jake, I'm Reed. So
have you guys thought about a jersey swap and like pull a little trick on the media or the fans? That could be funny. That could be content.
That is something that we could store for a later date. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a red beard that kind of throws people off.
Also, there's never a situation where somebody says, you know who you look like? And they tell you, and you're like, I love that. Like, no matter who it is, I don't care if it's the best looking person in the world, nobody ever wants to hear, you look just like this other person. Because you're going to be like, no, we don't. Now, before we get out of here, we should talk about the 6 City Connect stuff you guys have. You're wearing the full uni right now. Yes. I mean, you don't have the jersey on, but you have the pullover. You have the pants.
Sick.
The pants are sick. The pants actually has subway tracks going down it. And then along the other side, it also has, or one of the sides, it has different things representing the local train, the express train, the 7 Diamond, which after a game is so clutch because you get home in like 15 minutes. It skips every stop.
Reed, have you ever taken the subway to a game yet?
No, I have not.
Is that an experience you're thinking about delving into?
Yeah, I don't know. I took it in Japan for a little bit, but
that's totally different.
Yeah, but I think that I'm lucky enough to have a car here, so I don't think I don't
blame you.
On the subway.
How cool is it to get all of the City Connect stuff?
I think that they did an amazing job designing it. I think that it's not like too over the top flashy or like I'm not a huge fan of like the black pants with the black jersey like other teams have got, but I think they did an amazing job with kind of making it our own, and I think they knocked it out of the park with how they designed it.
And this is not the first City Connect you've worn. I don't know how many guys, we didn't come prepared with the research, but there can't be too many guys in baseball that have worn multiple City Connects. Of course, you wore the National City Connect also.
Oh, the cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
That is a nice one. I mean, you can't hate. It's a really good one.
Oh, yeah, you've worn some good ones.
Yeah.
What's your favorite piece you got from this collection?
I think the jackets that we got, the kind of heavier jackets.
The bombers?
The bombers, yeah.
The jerseys they're amazing. I think, all of it's perfect in my mind. I don't think I can pick one favorite out of them all.
What was VMI's City Connect like?
Well, what would it be like?
What would it be like?
Yeah.
It might be like a full parade uniform. But nah, yeah. I love them. Everybody in the clubhouse seems to like them so far.
Awesome. Well, we're loving watching you pitch, so best of luck, continued success, and thanks for stopping by at the Apple with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Make sure to like, subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We're also available on the Mets YouTube page. Leave a comment. Just say something. Leave a nice review.
You got a comment, Reed. Get involved.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
See you guys later. Reed Garrett is a fun guy. And after that interview, he told us he doesn't really do them much, and he said he's trying to do more. You wouldn't tell from that interview that he wasn't doing these all the time.
Yeah, Tyrone Taylor was the same way. After we got done talking to him at spring training, he was like, "That was the first podcast I've done," and we were like, "Could have fooled us." But the thing about Reed, such a down to earth guy. He's like your everyday dude. You know, he was just really easy to talk to. Great stories.
Yeah.
He had a lot of funny things to say. The VMI experience is so unique for a guy to go to VMI with zero interest in having a military career at all. And, to pursue baseball and stick with it. And that's the thing about baseball. We say it on Future of Flushing.
That's baseball, John.
That's a different John who says that. It's development's never linear, and it doesn't stop even after you get to the major league level. It continues, and, sometimes a guy meets somebody else, in this case, a Jeremy Hefner or one of the many other greats on this coaching staff that finds something in a guy and helps him harness that and be great at it. And many people in baseball think if you have a great weapon, and for Reed, it's the splitter, it's the slider that, he was talking to us about, just keep using them because opposing hitters cannot solve them. And that's what he's doing.
Yeah, and another thing that we talked about in the interview that I was actually thinking of when the game was on was, oh, this is cool because the exact same moment we brought up to him happened again today.
Pitching in...
we talked to him about, Edwin comes out for the ninth, you come out for the 10th.
Right.
Like, were you prepared or like, were you expecting to?
Yeah.
And then not only does he come out for the 10th, but he also comes out for the 11th.
Right.
Gets the win.
Yep.
So I was...
Hold on. Yeah, one more thing I want to give to you on that. We've talked about how important Edwin was, I think, in our season preview, in extra innings, how he was a great equalizer for the Mets. Most teams don't have that, especially with the ghost runner, to be able to just miss bats and strike guys out. That's how you prevent that runner from coming in because, 2 well-placed outs and that run is scoring, which, whatever. But, I said that Reed Garrett's whiff rate is Edwin Diaz-like, and in the 10th inning, he was Edwin Diaz circa 2022 coming in extra innings. There was never a doubt. So having that weapon, especially behind Edwin Diaz, and giving Carlos Mendoza the ability to mix and match as he pleases, obviously tie game in the 9th inning, you're going to go to your closer. I know some people say, oh, same for the 10th. No, because the 10th isn't guaranteed. And I know you've come around on that.
I know. I've said that sometimes. But
yeah, you've come around on that.
What did I scream in the booth today?
I don't know. It was, dude.
I screamed Mets have 2 closers.
Mets have 2 closers. But, hey, it's not incorrect. And you throw in Adam Ottavino, who's been so good for this team. And how about Dedniel Nunez? Struck out 6 of the 13 guys he's faced in the big leagues this year.
I've heard about quite a few times.
Yeah, so, I mean, the bullpen in general has now gone 13 straight games with 2 or fewer runs allowed. 1.93 ERA during the span. Even Friday and Saturday, which didn't go the Mets' way, although, again, kept chipping away, went down and, started to chip away and did what Brandon Nimmo talked to us about. They made Ryan Helsley pitch both nights. Guess who wasn't available for Ollie Marmol on Sunday? Ryan Helsley, the Cardinals closer. So it's all coming to light.
Was yesterday a Fox game?
It was. It was FS1, but it was national. I thought it was a coexist, but I was wrong.
So it's funny because that means Pete's, because I saw
Gary
something.
Gary didn't get the call, just like Gary didn't get the call at 53.
And did you know that when Pete, I saw this on Twitter, I forgot who tweeted it. I'm very sorry. I'm not giving somebody credit, but I saw on Twitter somebody put up too that when Pete broke the Mets home run single season record, it was all white jerseys.
Tied it was all white.
Tied it.
That was against
jerseys.
the Braves. That was the same night Andrew Luck announced his retirement out of nowhere. I remember that.
That's,
he broke it against Yu Darvish and the Cubs.
You're right. But so it's just funny that,
Yeah, just like
big
weird
moments,
circumstances.
weird jerseys.
Yeah, that's right. They're wearing City Connect.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to mention about Sunday's game and the handling of the bullpen or not the bullpen was Carlos Mendoza coming out with 2 outs in the 8th and Wilson Contreras coming up. And Wilson Contreras he has been the most potent hitter in the Cardinals lineup to this point. Of course, the team with Arenado and Goldschmidt and Nolan Gorman, who's got a big bat. Excuse me. I told you I'm getting sick.
Don't say that.
Sorry, Taylor. But Wilson Contreras, OPS over 900. He's been really, really good. And I thought he was going to make the move with a righty up in the bullpen. I think it was Ottavino that was up. And he spoke to Jose, and he left him in. And Jose, by staying in and getting Contreras, completed 8 innings for the first time since September 17th, 2022. And he last did that as a member of the Cardinals. But it was another example of Carlos Mendoza just always, what seemingly is always, having the pulse and making the right decision when the right decision needs to be made. He just has such a feel for the in-game managing, it seems like. And you guys at home know this. You guys watch these games. We all react. We all do our couch managing, right? Managing from our couches. Monday morning quarterbacking.
Monday morning quarterbacks. But I like that you said
couch managing.
Couch managing.
I'm not in a
Managing
couch.
from our couches.
I'm in a chair. You're on a couch.
And you know what's funny? That chair, you look at it and you think it's a
glove.
baseball glove. But
I
it's not.
thought the same thing yesterday.
It's not a glove.
I know. It's just a chair. You guys want to see here? Look. Not a glove. Just a glove colored, though.
It's glove colored and glove shaped.
And glove shaped. And I glove sitting in it. But yeah. No, Mendy.
Yeah.
You got a hard transition back to the serious stuff. Yeah, Mendy is he's been on point with all of his decisions.
He
so.
has, and just on a personal level, anybody you speak to that works for this organization who deals with him will say just an incredible guy.
Yeah.
Really easy to work with and like really cares about his players.
100%.
And is a big locker room guy, like big keep that clubhouse together, and it's just sick to see like what he's been able to do in the first year. And also for us, like the first time we spoke to him at spring training, to see like just his confidence and his attitude and everything just grow and get better from that moment we sat in his office all the way till now. It's been really cool, and it's fun for us to get to be along for that ride with him and just talk to him on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just a fun season, man.
Today was electric. Today was
dude, there were so many people there. And
Yeah.
I want to give the fans credit because not only were there a lot of people there, but it was the same time as a big Knicks playoff game. And the Rangers are playing tonight.
They're playing tonight, so we gotta hurry this up.
But like that's great. Like for the fans to show up on a Sunday, yeah, the weather was beautiful.
Yeah.
But for the fans to show up on a Sunday where the weather is nice and the Knicks are playing and the Rangers are playing in big playoff games. This is just an early game, like I get it.
Yeah.
Fans sometimes will prioritize a playoff game
Sure.
versus an April game.
100%.
I get it. But for them to show up and be as loud as they were, amazing.
The crowd,
keep doing it, guys.
The crowd was an absolute vibe today. I mean, we were
yesterday too. Yesterday, the vibe and energy for City Connect, the plaza outside the stadium for City Connect, all I heard was amazing things. That subway backdrop blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like that looked 3D.
Yeah, it was a great weekend at Citi Field. It really was. Today, Sunday, I should say, because I shouldn't be saying today, because you guys are listening to this on Monday. Sunday it was great. The fans didn't give up. Harrison Bader down to the last strike, not giving up, cheering, and then Harrison rewards them by putting one to center field, tie the game. And what a weekend in New York sports. Knicks are up 3-1. Islanders earn a double overtime win to stay alive. We'll see what the Broadway Blue Shirts can do on Sunday night.
Yeah.
By the time you're listening, they might be in round 2. They might be up 3-1 heading to the Garden for Game 5. We'll see. But great time of the year for sports. The weather, we said it on Wednesday, is turning. And when we talked about that, like today was that example of the weather, getting nice finally and people coming out to the park in droves and this place just being an absolute vibe and a half.
It's being fun.
And the team fed off of it, and the celebration at home plate was electric. And Taylor shot some incredible footage that you don't usually get to see from this angle, from this vantage point of Mark Vientos getting the Gatorade bath from his teammates, which was so well deserved, dude. Back to spring training. Mark Vientos showed up like 10 days early. A couple of us were down there, and he's working in the cage.
That comes up in the interview. That's how the interview starts, actually.
Yeah, but and for good reason, because that is the kind of guy he is. And of course, it's tough to be sent down to AAA in the circumstances that he had to deal with. But for him to come up,
perform in your moments.
Yeah,
perform in your moments. You get called up for a very unique situation, not normal circumstances.
Yeah.
You get called up and you just deliver. And like today, the win is on him. The Gatorade and the win are both on him.
And a great dude also.
A really great dude. And in this interview, we talked to him about some vintage Mets clothes that Carlos from Vintage Mets sent me over some examples of his stuff. We showed it to Mark. We talked to Mark about being from Miami. We talked to Mark about growing up a Mets fan, which for us, it's cool to sit down with a guy who plays for the team and like who understands how important it was for Mark to like talk with you, Brett, and David Wright last year. Like how big of a moment. Like he really understood that.
Oh, 100%. He wore number 5 growing up.
He says that
as a kid. So like it wasn't Manny Machado. It wasn't 13. It was 5 for David Wright. His dad, a diehard Mets fan. It was cool that he got to make his big league debut in Miami.
Yeah.
Also, the dude is clutch. His first homer of 2023 started the year in Syracuse, did nothing but absolutely bash. comes up. You remember the May series against the Rays, where in the 8th inning with the Mets down 2, he hits a game-tying 2-run home run to kind of straightaway center field. And then today, it wasn't his first game, it was second game of the 2024 season. And he hits that, I mean, you know, as big of a home run as you can hit at this time of the year. So, like you said, make the most of your opportunities. And so happy for Mark and happy for this team and happy for us because it would have sucked if we had to talk about a sweep. But we don't have to.
We don't have to. And we're really excited we get to play this interview that we had with Mark because I think it was one of our favorite we did. And we say that for a lot of these interviews we did in spring training because for us it was incredible. It was an amazing experience. Big thank you to everybody from the Mets who helped that happen. You know, Bobby, Jake, Taylor, Daniel, who I hug every time I see Daniel.
You see him today?
Yeah.
He was ripping camera 16 today.
He
was getting the best crowd shots for us.
Whenever I see him, I give him a big hug. And today I felt kind of bad because everybody around him got a fist bump, and then I gave him a big old hug. Because Daniel's our guy. I miss the spring training crew.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, hey,
but
it's right around the corner.
No, it's not. Here it is. This is our interview with Mark Vientos. Enjoy.
Hey, Mets fans. I'm Vito Calisi. This is Jonathan Barron. Mark Vientos here. Thanks so much for meeting us at the Apple. Now, Mark, we're at spring training in Port St. Lucie. Off-season is just getting wrapped up for everybody, but your off-season wrapped up a while ago. You've been getting some work in with Francisco Lindor we've been seeing on social media. So what's that been like? How's that relationship really blossomed over the last few years?
I think we've gotten pretty close over the past year. After we played last season, he invited me to his hometown, and I think honestly, one of the best things I've done, just learning from a player that I grew up watching. And now that he's my teammate, it's a surreal experience. So it was cool to be out there working with him, seeing how he went about his business, and nothing like just cool guy off the field, cool guy on the field. So I really appreciate him doing that for me, and we got some work out over there.
And you reported to camp pretty early. I mean, I got here on February 4th, I think. You're one of the first dudes here. Why'd you want to get here so early? Because the work ethic, just watching you in the cages, it's impressive, Mark.
I'm passionate about this game. I'm like almost to the point where I'm obsessed. Like, I feel like baseball is something that I need to do on a daily basis. And I feel like right after the season ended, I could say like maybe 2 weeks, and I was back at it, swinging the bat, working out. But just being out here, it's beautiful. You can smell the grass. All the people, great people around, baseball people. So it's just, I couldn't wait to get out here. Plus, I live down the road in Miami, so I'm pretty close. So I'm fortunate that I'm closer to the complex.
So we were talking about Francisco Lindor a second ago. One hobby you told me you picked up, partially from talking to him, is biking, cycling, like actually getting on a bike, getting out there. What's that been like for you?
Honestly, I always, my thing was running. Like, I would run on the beach. I'd go for beach runs. It's just like things to get my mind off of life, whatever's going on, stress, whatever. Like, it's just like my go away. Like, and just put some good music. I feel like that's my thing. I'm a very big on music, and I put my playlist on, start biking, and I'll go for miles. So I started getting into that, and honestly, like a lot of my friends, I'll be like, hey, let's go on a bike ride. So it's good to stay active. I get a good cardio in, good for my legs, and I'm not, what I said was running. It's better for your joints and your knees and your ankles. So that's why I'm like, honestly, this is it. Like, I'm gonna get into this soon. Soon enough, I'll be into road biking. So let's see where it takes me.
We got to get you on the 5-borough bike tour. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't.
It's this thing in the city. Well, it's during baseball season, so you won't be able to do it. But
Maybe.
You get to bike all 5 boroughs in a day. It's a 50-mile ride, and at the end, you go over the Verrazano Bridge, which normally isn't like open to bikes.
Okay,
but
cool.
they close down streets all over the city. You're going on the FDR. Like it's like an official kind of, not a race, but a really fun thing that.
When's that?
It's in May.
On?
It's on a Sunday in May, so I don't know if that really lines
Not an
up
off
for you.
day.
I was about to say, maybe, I don't know.
A Monday or a Tuesday,
Yeah.
maybe. You mentioned playlist. What is Mark Vientos' curated playlist?
I'm into, honestly, I'm big into techno and house music.
All right.
So I feel like a lot of people are like, oh man, you just noise. But I feel like I put it in, I lock in, and I could just like zone out and just, like I said, enjoy the scenery. Florida, I go to some trails in the beach and just enjoy it. So I'm like really big into house lately. And
It's big in Miami. I mean, you got so many festivals out there. Have you been to
Exactly.
Ultra?
I have not been, but in high school I went to Life in Color.
Okay.
Yeah. And this past off-season I went to this one in Tulum in Mexico called Zamna Festival. It was pretty sick.
I went to Veld in Toronto
Okay.
years ago. I saw like Above and Beyond. Deadmau5 like closed the show.
Deadmau5 is sick.
Went to Izu a bunch like back in like 2012. Saw Swedish House Mafia at like Barclays on their like goodbye tour, but then they came back.
Yeah.
But it makes sense being from Miami because that music is so big out there, especially with the club scene.
So big, especially I just like, I like the vibe. It's good vibes, keeps you upbeat. So I could say on my way to the baseball field early mornings, that's what I'm listening to.
Might we hear in 2024 at Citi Field a little EDM music as Mark Vientos comes to the plate? Have you
Honestly,
thought about that?
you know what's
That'd
funny?
be different. That'd be different.
You know what's funny? I have a song. I won't tell you now,
Okay.
but I'm thinking about it, putting it for as a walkout this
An
season.
EDM song.
It's, yeah, not EDM, more like house, like techno.
If it's Avicii, I'll be a big fan of that.
Avicii's sick.
Avicii was the GOAT.
Uh-huh.
So one thing I've noticed about you, other than your great work ethic, is you've been wearing a lot of non-team issued stuff around here, but a lot of retro stuff. And I took out the, I think this was from like late 80s, early 90s Mets
like it,
jacket.
I like
This
it.
is legit retro. And I know it's something that you have a strong passion for. We have some pictures here on this iPad. There's a Met fan who is all into vintage clothing, and we just wanted to hear your passion for this sort of clothing and why it is that you always want to seemingly go out of your way to wear this stuff.
Honestly, I just think it's dope on the field. You could pull up to the field in this gear, and I'm just, I don't know who I would see pull up with some stuff like this to the field. Or honestly, it's just different. It's just being you. I feel like I'm very into like my clothing and looking the part, and I've always been like that growing up. I don't know what it was. I don't know if my parents or who I grew up around, but I've always wanted to look swaggy on the field.
All right. So that Swaggy V, is that the nickname? Are we on board with it? Like
Honestly,
stamp of approval?
Honestly, I think it goes well. I like it.
I think
like
so,
Swaggy
too.
V.
So we want to show you some items from Carlos over at Vintage Mets. He's really blown up on Mets Instagram over the last few years. I don't know if you've seen his stuff, but we want to show you a few pieces and get your opinion on them.
Oh, those are sick. That's the Tasmanian Devil right there with the Mets logo. Ooh, that's sick. Him swinging a bat, hitting a home run.
Now, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, Looney Tunes on team apparel was a huge thing. If there was a sport, you saw Bugs Bunny and Tasmanian Devil on it. All right, see? This is more Tasmanian Devil stuff.
That's sick. That's sweet.
Are you a hat guy?
Big hat guy.
How do you feel about these kind of hats? These
Those
are
are
like
the
painter
throwback.
style.
Those
Yeah.
are the throwbacks. I like those. Oof. You see, that's the type of stuff like you bring on the field. I feel like it just shows more personality. Shows like who you like. That's me. Like I'll wear some loud stuff like that on the field, or I'm a loud person off the field too. So like that's just. Those are dope. Those
Now,
are dope.
you grew up, your dad was a Mets fan, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any of his items in your collection?
He has I think he has a David Wright and a Jose Reyes jersey, but like that's all back in the he has the throwbacks.
And how important is it to you to be able to represent yourself on the field and kind of just show your personality when you're on the diamond?
I feel like it's big. I just, me personally, I feel like you got little kids watching. Back in the day, I was a little kid, and I used to like see these guys, idolize all these players, and just mimic all the things they do, and that just like goes to show you like you could be whoever you want. Like, you don't have to be a cookie cutter person. Like, you could be whoever. You could show your personality on the field as long as you work hard, play the game the right way, and have a great attitude. Like, you could do whatever you want. That's what I think.
So you grew up watching the Mets. Do you have a favorite Mets moment from your childhood?
Growing up in Florida, when they would play the Florida Marlins in the old ball.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I would see Jose Reyes, David Wright, Carlos Delgado, just seeing all those guys on the field. It's just like, it's awesome to think that now I'm a part of it. And like, I grew up watching those guys because my dad, big time Mets fan, like everybody knows. And it's just, it's a dream. It's a dream that I'm living.
Last year, you actually got to spend some time with David Wright.
Uh-huh.
What was that like growing up? Because it's rare that you get to play for the team you loved as a kid, and you get to meet the guy that was like, we all grew up, we're around the same age somewhat, and we all grew up watching David Wright. What was that like to just kind of get a relationship with him, dude?
You know, it's funny. You got to play it cool because you can't really show the inner child. Now, I'm just kidding. I told him, I was like, hey, it's an honor to meet him. He's just... You think of the Mets back in the day. You think of David Wright. You think of Jose Reyes. You think there's just so many great players that played on that team, and it's he's one of them. He's one of the. I'm a third baseman too, so I wore number 5 back in the day because of him. So it was sweet. It was sweet to actually meet him.
I mean, you talk about playing it cool. I don't know if you remember the conversation we had, you, me, David, and Brett.
Yeah.
I was feeling like I had to play it cool. That was
exactly.
That was something wild. All right, want to get to know you a little better. Want the fans to get to know Mark Vientos a little better, so we're going to play a little game called Meet the Met. Very simple. We're going to hit you with some quick hitters, and you'll just spit the answers back. So first one, what is the background on your phone right now, your home screen?
Background on my phone. Do I show it or?
You can describe it unless you got the phone on you.
It's Muhammad Ali.
All right.
And he's opening a safe, and he has a bunch of cash on him. That's honestly, one of the sickest. I've been on Pinterest lately, and they got some pretty cool pics on there, so that's where I got that wallpaper.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Either Dua Lipa or Margot Robbie. Those are yeah.
Very different. I like that. Nice
Yeah.
variety there. What is your favorite emoji to use?
I've been using the blushing, and the hand right here is blushing, and he's like this. I've been using that lately.
If you weren't playing baseball, what would you be doing?
I'd be a fitness coach, a personal trainer.
What kind of workouts do you like?
Cardio. I feel like I'm big on cardio. I like cardio.
And you do a lot of yoga also, right?
Yoga is something that I try to do twice a week. Even out here, I have a place that I've been going to, so yoga for flexibility, sweat out toxins and stuff.
What's your dream car?
Ferrari. Ferrari is, I've said this to everybody, I'm like, I'm gonna have a Ferrari one day. That's my car.
Have you started shopping for that Ferrari yet?
I've been looking.
A little browsing.
I've been browsing, seeing what color, what interior, but yeah, that's my go-to.
What are you binging right now?
I've just been on, honestly, yesterday I watched the David Beckham documentary.
Okay.
So I'm finishing up on that.
You seeing a lot of Islands in the Stream now after watching that?
Yeah, exactly. But I haven't been on any TV shows and any TV series lately.
We also want to talk a little bit about your relationship with Brett Baty. We saw first day of school photos a couple days ago. Who's the teammate you're most excited to see? And you put down Brett. And that's fascinating and awesome for us, especially that, you guys play the same position, but you guys have come through the system together. Just talk about how close you are and how meaningful it is to have a guy like that in the clubhouse with you.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome to be around guys that you've seen when we were 18, 19 years old. And now we're 24. We're a little bit more grown up, but not quite. We're still little kids in heart. But no, it's awesome to be around him and Alvy, and I'm excited to play on the highest level with them. I'm excited to go out and just have fun and be us and do what we've been doing for years. And I just saw him today. Big smile on my face when I saw him. But it's awesome. It's awesome to be around those guys every day.
Have you asked him to get you into a Jets game yet?
Honestly, he has the hookup to the Jets. You know what? Thank you for the idea. I see him at Jets games sitting in the suites. I'm going to be like, yo, where's my hookup at?
Do you really want to go, though? I mean, we're both Jets guys, but, like, I don't know. Maybe wait.
Honestly, I've never been to an NFL football game.
Not even, like, you grew up in Miami. You didn't go to any Dolphins games? Did you go to Miami games? Like, Miami?
Yes.
That's kind of NFL down here, right?
Yeah, I've been to Hurricanes games because I was committed. I was going to go there for college. But I've never been to an NFL game.
What about the Garden? Have you been to a Knicks or a Rangers game?
I went to a Rangers game this past offseason. Was sick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Don't go with him. It's too much screaming.
Big fanatic.
Doesn't even have to be the Rangers. Honestly, I went to this guy. This guy's a huge Rangers fan. I went to a Devils-Oilers game with him. He wore an Oilers jersey, sat in a Devils fan suite, and was screaming the entire
the whole
time.
game.
A lot of chirping.
That's you. You're the hecklers in the stands.
Kind of. I guess, yeah, we shouldn't be talking about this to Mark Vientos. Mark, one more question. Last year, you guys, Brett, Francisco, and others, you all kind of, established yourself in the majors, and you had a really strong end to the season. And you hit your last 7 homers. They were all against formidable pitchers. Do you remember who some of those homers came against?
I for sure remember a couple, Luis Castillo, Aroldis Chapman.
Mm-hmm. That was 102 miles an hour, by the way. The fastest pitch hit for a home run by StatCast era. Had to slide that in there.
That's sick. Zach Gallen.
Yes.
Honestly, I think just when I hear those names and I knew we were going to play them, I was like, let's see what's up. Let's see if I could compete with the best of the best. And I feel like that's the mentality you got to have day in and day out. I was looking forward to those days facing those guys and great guys to hit some homers off of. So it was sick.
Definitely. Last one. What is Mark Vientos' favorite apple?
Favorite apple?
Favorite apple.
A red apple?
There's a lot of red apples, Mark.
I mean, I'm not a big apple guy, but yeah,
red
apple.
Fruit. I like
fruits.
vegetables.
If you think pineapples, if we talk about fruits, pineapples.
I mean, it's a pineapple. Why didn't we think about that one?
I mean, I don't think there's a home run pineapple.
Yeah, a home run pineapple would go hard, though.
Honestly, now I get why you're asking that.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Cheers to Mark.
You never know what's in a tumbler.
No, I mean, this is just water.
Oh, you got water?
I do. What do you have? C4?
No. Dude, I was going to crack a C4 today before the game started. And you saw me in the chair today. I can get a little excitable.
Yeah, you're like you're standing up. You're on full attention. Like
you got to be.
Like
you got to be ready.
What are those animals that come out of like a prairie dog? Like they come out of their little hole and they're just like looking around like
groundhog?
No, prairie dog.
Prairie dog? You got to be.
Groundhogs come out of a hole once a year.
Hey, my philosophy is, people love seeing themselves on the scoreboard, right?
They do.
That like makes your week, I think, for some people.
Yeah.
So I
went up to Brian Rusnak today, by the way.
Yeah.
I just saw him like walking in the concourse. I grabbed him by the shoulder. I said, "Hey man, it's my kid's birthday. Can you get him on the screen?"
That's funny. I'm sure that he's gotten that a lot, but no, you try to get as many people up there. So you're trying to cut cameras and hit as many people as possible. And what a whirlwind, right?
Yeah,
what a whirlwind.
I want to talk about City Connect real quick because
how can we not?
We have a very special thing here. Kevin Kierst lent us, big word lent us a City Connect helmet for us to show you guys. Because like these things, one, I want to say, I had no idea that these were a thing until I showed up to the ballpark.
You thought they were wearing the blue helmets?
No, I just didn't know that this, like, I didn't know they were going to have this, like, beautiful helmet. Like,
oh, yeah, that thing is pristine.
The internet by storm. Dude, like, the details on this thing, one, like, the matte black is crazy. The bridge that comes across. The hat. I mean, like, I know it's the, wait, hold on. Let me just show real quick. I know that it's just basically the hat, but in helmet form, but, like, they could have went so much lazier with this.
Yeah, and it's the same design, but the way that it, I don't know how to put it.
It's just smooth, dude.
Yeah, like this coming up off of the helmet, the base of the helmet. There's so much.
That's what I'm saying.
There's great detail.
That could have just been a decal.
Yeah, there's incredible detail. You're right. Yeah, this is. I don't know if it's glued on, but yeah, it's not a decal. It is.
Now I heard some notes about this, and I don't want to misrepresent or missay anything, but I did hear that like there were some colors put into this to really give it the hint, the hue.
What do you mean? Oh, like it's like a mix of colors.
It's a mix of colors.
It's
and I
not
believe
just
one
gray.
color- it's not just gray. I believe there might be a little bit of green in there.
Okay, I could see that. I feel like my parents drove a car back in the day that was like that with a little bit of green that you just see that little extra. And hey, in Manhattan, in New York City, we got all those green traffic signs. You know, Major Deegan Expressway.
That's true. But I mean, I think the green was just more to give it the dark, the perfect sense of gray. I mean, like, look, Kevin Kearse knows what he's doing when it comes to mixing colors and making these things. But like, until you hold one of these, you don't realize how much work goes into it because this goes on separately. This goes on separately. Even the little cap at the top, the little button at the top, that goes on separately. The numbers go on separately.
Yeah.
I mean, like the decal, the decal right there of the MLB logo,
The crest,
that you
yeah.
would see on the crest, like that all goes on separately. This helmet is just so cool. I was pretty pumped when people were just going nuts on Twitter about how much they liked it. And then City Connect is sick, dude, because not only that, there's also a special City Connect baseball.
Let me see.
You didn't know that?
I had no idea that they were using NYC balls. Wait, they played with those yesterday?
Yeah, this is a game used ball.
I had no idea. So one of my favorite collector's items that I didn't know that. From the last year at Shea Stadium, I know that they used those balls. And the first year at Citi Field, they used balls with the logo. And I was fortunate enough to catch a foul ball in each of those 2 seasons, the last year at Shea and the first year at Citi Field. So I have them with the last year at Shea logo and the first year at Citi Field logo on them. I didn't realize that they were doing City Connect balls. That must have been, I'm assuming, for the first game. And
No,
not every
I mean,
time they were.
I'm pretty sure they're just going to do it every time.
Does every team do that?
I don't know.
That's an incredible detail.
Yo, can I tell you a crazy helmet thing?
Yeah.
I have a really, really niche Mets helmet.
Okay.
I have a
what is it?
construction helmet from the building of Citi Field.
That's cool. I have like a.
Maybe I'll put it when we start designing this. Maybe I'll throw it up in here.
That's really cool. I went to high school with a girl whose dad was a steel worker when they were doing it, and there was like a delivery of steel, and she gave me a label, but it was like a metal label from it, which I have somewhere in my childhood bedroom, but that's not nearly as cool as your helmet. I have a UBS Arena helmet.
That's cool.
That's pretty
because
cool.
you love the Islanders.
I love all teams.
Yeah,
I love all the teams.
it's like you're such a big Islanders fan.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say one thing that I just thought of that is not sequentially correct. And maybe you'll cut this and put this earlier in the episode, or maybe John just all over the place. Do you know did you realize who one of the first people was to greet Mark at home plate was?
Was it Francisco
It was
Lindor?
JD Martinez.
That goes back to spring training.
Yep.
When
it was JD
you want
Martinez.
to take that from me?
Yeah. It was JD Martinez. And they're both South Florida guys.
Yeah.
And I know there's a connection there. And I know that JD is also a guy that Mark grew up idolizing and watching.
Well, we saw JD at spring training, like the day he got signed,
Yeah.
show up and like put his arm around Mark
Yeah.
and like talk to him. We don't know what they said. That never
Yeah.
came out, but
Yeah.
we saw those
Yeah.
conversations.
But I noticed that, and that stood out to me. And how about JD making his debut and 2 hits in his first game? You know the last Met with 3 hits in his team debut?
No, I don't. I know you do.
I do.
Who?
Steven Matz.
Wow. That's see. Now I feel bad. I don't know that because that's like a great one to know because it's so.
Yeah. It's a great Met moment. We might do a little dating show on the pregame show on Monday.
Really?
Yeah, called Soul Mets.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get 2 whiteboards tomorrow, and we're gonna find.
I have 2 whiteboards you
Do
can
you?
use. Yeah.
Do you have markers?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I don't have to go to Target. Great, because you have to pay to park there, which I didn't want to have to do. We're gonna have
And this
2
is tonight
Yes, we're gonna. I said Monday.
or yesterday or.
Could be anytime.
2 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, hey, those JD and the Reed Garrett.
What
and
about
Mark
JD and the
Vientos,
straight shot?
Things are popping off in that building. Let's go. Anyway, we're gonna find 2 singles, and we're gonna ask them a trio of questions like, "What's your favorite thing to eat at Citi Field? What's your favorite place to sit? What's your favorite jersey? Who's your favorite player of all time?" And we're gonna have them write their answer down and show at the same time. And if they are compatible on 2 of 3, we're gonna give them a gift card to go have a little date with each other.
That's cool. I
Yeah,
like that.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
So you never know. You come to Citi Field on Monday. We'll do it more than Monday as long as it's not a massive disaster. And you never know. You could find your soulmate here at Citi Field. And we just this is a love boat, baby. Today was a love affair in the stands. I felt it. You felt it, right?
I did, and I want to bring up one more thing related to City Connect. I got to do a really cool thing. I got to surprise some fans in the team store.
You know what this makes you? That made you
what?
a mensch.
I did a mitzvah.
You did a huge mitzvah.
I did a huge mitzvah.
That was a yes.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like I fronted the bill.
The Mets did a mitzvah.
The Mets did a mitzvah. I was just the
Mitzvahs with the Mets.
The mitzvahs with the Mets. I was just the hands delivering.
Yeah.
This cool, but it was sick. The kid Mason and his family, so lovely. Mason's a catcher.
Fastest way to the big leagues.
And a left-handed catcher.
Well, that's not going to last very long. Those don't exist.
I know those don't exist.
I was going to say, is he a lefty? And then I was like, that's not a thing.
He's a left-handed catcher. His dad told me that he just started, they just started having them allowed him to throw the second, so he's working on getting that first runner out at second.
Pop time.
He's gotten close at third a few times, but now he's at second, and it was a really cool instance where I've been watching games my whole life. I've been going to games, going to events, all kinds of different ones, and you see this stuff happen on TV. You see somebody get grabbed from the back and brought to the front.
Yeah.
And I've never understood how it works. I've never been a part of it. I've never won one. And as cool as it would be to win one, it was incredible to be a part of it and give it to somebody because that kid was so excited. He was nervous though.
Was he?
When
How
I said
could you not be?
When I said you're throwing the first pitch, he was just and I felt bad because I've always said if I would do a first pitch,
Yeah.
you're gonna make fun of me. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. If I were to get offered a first pitch,
You would not say no.
I would say yes, 100%.
Oh, okay.
But I would hope it was a week or two out or something,
So you could practice?
and I would probably get a lesson or two.
All the practice wouldn't help you.
I know,
Not
but
you.
I know, but I just want to I would want to work with somebody and be I know how to throw. I played baseball. I played sports, but I would want to work with somebody just to be I just want to get back. Before my wedding,
Yeah.
I went to dance lessons,
And before spring training, you went to the golf simulator.
and I did go to the golf simulator before spring training, and it helped.
Yeah, this guy was hitting it pretty good.
I knew how to hit. I just it's
Everything else after that.
Everything else, I knew how to hit the ball, but I didn't know how to direct it.
First pitch, we were talking in the office on Friday, I think it was.
Yeah.
Someone threw out there, why don't the host of Meet at the Apple throw out the first pitch sometime soon?
Who threw that at? Was it you?
It wasn't me.
Who was it? Was it the big dog?
Yeah.
The big dog?
Yeah.
Yo, big
Yeah.
dog, let us do it.
Yeah. Yeah. We can't throw to each other. We both have to have our own.
Yeah, I don't want to. That would suck if
Yeah.
you had
You
to-
heard it because you said, "Oh, John, go on my shoulders." You heard it.
Oh, I thought that wasn't real though. That was a joke. I feel every joke has a hint of truth. But I
You
just want
said
to
it.
play this thing for you really quick. This is the full version that you didn't see on the scoreboard. Me walking around with them, buying them some stuff, and then them getting to the Mason getting to throw out the first pitch to Mark Vientos.
Mark Vientos. Let's roll it.
Hey, it's Vito Calisi from Meet at the Apple. It's City Connect Saturday, and we're going to go surprise some fans. They don't know what's coming, but I'm telling you it's good. Let's go. Excuse me, can I talk to you guys for a second? Do you like the jerseys? You buying stuff today?
We are buying him a jersey. He's our Met fan in the family, so we're getting him.
How do you feel about the City Connect jerseys?
I really like them. They're
do?
very nice.
Now, what do you want to buy? Which one are you the most into?
Probably Alonso.
All right, now what if I told you the Mets have a surprise for you guys? We're going to buy you your jerseys today.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
So why don't you each pick something out, go over to the register, and we'll buy you something because the Mets are just all in the City Connect, connecting with the fans, connecting with the city, and we want to put you in some nice threads right now.
Oh, that's awesome. I would totally appreciate that.
Okay, so let's pick some stuff out. Let's pick a thing out. Those are Alonso's right
Yeah,
here.
he got
This
it.
was a match made in heaven.
Exactly. You met us at the right time, right?
This is a good fitting program.
Okay, and then let's look for mom and dad.
Mom and Dad, let's get something.
Oh God.
Who do you like, Mom?
Lindor.
Lindor? What about you, Dad?
I'm neutral. It doesn't really matter.
I think there's also blank jerseys maybe, so I mean if you're neutral, what better way to be neutral? Oh, blanks right here, Dad. Is it okay that I'm calling you Dad?
Call me Dad. I like that.
Is this your first matching family outfit?
I believe so.
That's pretty cool. We could all go to Sears and get our photo taken. Hey guys, pick a hat while you're at it.
Oh, look at that. Let's get you a hat.
What's a jersey without a hat?
That's true. I agree. I like the bridge on the hat.
You like the bridge?
Yeah.
Is it because it's New York City? Are you guys from New York?
Of course, native
Yes.
New Yorkers.
Which part?
I was born and raised in Queens.
Brooklyn and Queens.
He's a Queens baby.
Me and my wife also Queens and Brooklyn. You meet in the middle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go get you your jersey, Mom. Did you get a hat? It's also cold if you want the winter hat. This is nice.
This is very cute. I like the pom-pom, the bridge, very cute.
Off to women's jerseys we go. Isn't the new team store so nice?
I love it. Yes, I'm all for this nice big store.
All the room.
It would in the old team store. It would have been hard to walk around with a camera and a family of 3.
You're right.
True.
Now, you guys excited for the season? Is this your first game of the year?
It is
Yes,
the
for
first
the
game
year.
of the season.
What a first game!
I know. Medium and the Alonso. Let's take a look at that.
There you go, Mom.
Okay.
I think so.
I think it's good.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Sounds good.
You wanted all these hoodies. Look at all these hoodies.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep warm. So we're looking for a medium in the gray. It's nice and simple with the NYC.
Medium?
Yep.
There's a
perfect.
medium.
Awesome. Let's get one from the bottom.
I like that. That's smart. That's a good shopping tip. All right, so Mom, this is the hat. This is the hoodie you like,
Yep. This is a hat and hoodie that I'm thinking of buying.
and you guys are happy with everything you got.
Happy
Yep.
with everything. This is what we came for.
All right, let's go check out. Yeah. This is a good one still, though. It's still good.
No, absolutely. This is more of a summer hat, though. You know, I could wear it for the baseball games.
I love it.
That's right.
Now, guys, that's awesome, right? We got a bunch of City Connect stuff, but what if I told you it doesn't end there?
I would be super excited.
All right, so we're also going to upgrade your tickets,
Oh my God.
and we're going to put you at field level, and you're going to be in the Clover Club.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Now, that's pretty cool, right?
Yes.
But wait, there's more.
All right.
All right, I need a favor from you. Can you throw out the first pitch today?
Get out of here.
You ready? Yeah?
Yes.
Hey, Mark, I met these guys at the team store. This is Mason. He's getting ready to throw out the first pitch. I believe you're catching it. Do you have any advice for him?
I say throw it as hard as you can, Mason. I trust you. Go get him, buddy.
Dude, that's sick. That kid, not only did he have that incredible moment, but like he had to watch that game today, and like that just has to be in his head because he also got a signed ball from Mark Vientos.
Fan for life. That's what it's all about, dude. That's what it's all about. I mean,
I gave him a koozie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did he subscribe?
I hope so. I couldn't stand there and be like, hey, you better subscribe. I pushed the podcast big time this weekend.
You have to.
I was like, because
You brought some guests up to the control room today, some longtime listeners.
yeah, we brought some listeners over. So if you're ever at the stadium and you want to pop into the control room or you just want to say hi, just tweet at us. We'll hop in those DMs, get back at you, because I'm going to ask where your seats are, and I don't want to dox you. I don't want
Yeah.
everybody to know where your seats are.
Yeah.
But
No, we love meeting the fans. I met a couple guys out at the Apple yesterday
Meet
when
the
you were
listeners.
busy. Meet the listeners. Yeah. Meet the listeners is the proper
listen.
lingo.
Yeah, we don't have fanatics. We're a young podcast.
You never know.
But
You never know who's sliding into the DMs.
it was
You don't know.
it was a good weekend. Now let's jump into future of Flushing. You got one guy you want to highlight, right?
I do. It's Jack Wenninger, who has been a breakout prospect for the Mets so far. He's down with St. Lucie right now. He was taken in the 6th round of 2023 draft, so this past draft out of the University of Illinois. You know, we've talked about guys like Cade Morris and Austin Tresser, a lot of talent in that draft class, and now it's really coming to the light. But Wenninger has been absolutely unbelievable. I got some statistics here to share.
Statistics. You never have those.
28 strikeouts in 18 innings at 2.5 ERA. So, and he's had big strikeout games, had a 10 strikeout game, an 8 strikeout game. So, from Illinois, a Big Ten guy like myself, a guy that, Met fans should start paying attention to. Brandon Sproat got his first professional win on Saturday for the Cyclones. Tyler McGill actually had a rehab start. So he started, and then Sproat came in relief in the bulk.
I was joking around in the social booth today when the Knicks game was on, and I was like, all right, the Knicks are hot right now, and it's mainly because they got 3 guys who went to college together. I was like, we got 2 guys who went to college together. Why don't we just bring up Sproat because he went to the same college that they did?
Oh, no, it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, by the way, OG Anunoby. I'm not going to say it again. He went to Indiana.
Oh.
Yeah, he had a hammer dunk today. Did you see any of the game?
No, because I
No.
was there were so many people I had to say hi to today. I watched the game with Dylan Goldberg for a little too.
The Knicks?
No, I
Oh,
sat
the
down and
Mets.
watched the Mets game with
Oh,
him for a little.
gotcha. Because his dad was telling me he was watching the Knicks.
He was in the booth.
He was watching the
he was
Knicks?
not the booth. He was in the office screaming,
Got
watching
it.
the Knicks.
Hey. And the fans were loving the Knicks updates, too.
They were.
Yeah, it kind of validated our theory that we threw out there. Not a theory, just what it is. But
About what's bigger?
no, I am gonna ask our guest, our special guest, we're gonna talk to on Thursday. I'm gonna bring that up to him.
I told you never pre-sell a guest.
He better show up.
Never pre-sell a guest.
He better show
It's
up.
the number one rule. Never pre-sell a guest.
I just totally blew through that. He's gonna show up.
All right.
It's gonna be epic.
Why don't we just jump into a quick around the city? We're going to be very honest with you guys. John and I are both observing Passover. John, lifelong tribesman. Me, I married into it. So I've been doing it with my wife for a few years, observing, doing Passover. So we didn't eat too much at the ballpark this week. But I will say a great Passover trick for me. I go to the Clover Club and I get salad there.
You know they have salad in the media room.
I know they
right?
do, but I like the salad in the Clover Club.
Gotcha. They have in the media room sweet potatoes.
I know.
Quinoa, broccoli on the hot bar,
They have-
and then the chicken on the salad bar.
The press bar has some good options, but like the Delta, the Clover Club, like it's just like, I don't know. I like that like nobody's touching it.
Do I sound like a square saying that? Like,
Well,
I'm so excited about the sweet potatoes and the
No,
quinoa.
I love sweet potato, but I'm pushing something that fans could buy
Yeah,
at the
that's
stadium,
true.
and you're talking about
I know.
something more
Hey.
exclusive than the Delta Club.
Hey, you never know if some media members might be coming
If a
to
media
town.
member- no, the media
there might be a
members-
Chicago Cubs writer that's coming to town, listening to me to the Apple, saying, "Oh my God, this great salad bar." At the,
Go
in
to the
in
salad, the press
level."
box. The press box. Look, if you're a media member listening to this podcast, go to the press box, get yourself a salad, then pop over, get some cookies, get some popcorn, and get some
ice cream machine
The ice cream machine
that
is
you brought
nuts.
up with Tony DeComo.
Yeah,
When Passover is over on Tuesday,
yeah.
that happens to coincide with Dollar Hot Dog Night here at the
Dollar Dog
stadium,
Night.
which is gonna be buzzing. I am very excited for that, and I think that you and I need to get a little scratching on this.
I think-
there's
I-
got to be something. What do you think would be good?
I think a Nimmo night would be cool.
Number 9.
A few of
You
those,
thinking triple nines?
like 3 Nimmos.
Are you challenging me to a 999?
If we're allowed to, I would. I mean, there's no challenge. It's not like I'm not challenging you to it. I'm saying let's.
Well, everyone has to complete it.
Yeah. Oh, I get, but it's not just like it's not like
I don't
beat
know
you.
if I can complete that.
I don't want you to beat. Like I don't want to beat you or you beat me. I
No.
just want to do it. I want to do it
I
together.
don't know if I could complete that.
You don't. Here's the thing. I do think this with the 999, and
It's 9 innings, 9 beers, 9 hot dogs.
yeah, but I don't. I think there should be some rules with the beers in a stadium because they only have the tall boys. You can't be.
It's got to be a 12 ounce.
It has to be at least, and then four and a half.
4.5.
Four and a half. You can't.
Which
we,
is still crazy.
we can't ask people. You can't tell people drink 9 tall boys in college. Different.
Not different.
Oh, dude, in college, man,
And no, in college it was 9 Four Locos. I don't know what you're talking
that's what I'm
about.
saying. In college, I do whatever. But
9
like
Four
me as a
Locos.
31-year-old man,
Be up for 4 days.
a 31-year-old married man, I'm not drinking 9 tall boys at a game where I work. Walking into my office and seeing my
9
boss.
regular beers at the place where I work is not good either.
Yeah, I don't
but if
wanna-
we got special permission, you know who you are.
The big
then,
dog.
Yeah, please write us a letter of permission for that.
Big
Permission
dog, if
slip.
you're listening, let us know if we can do the 999 deal.
And if you're not, we'll find you tomorrow and we'll run it by you anyway.
And yeah, like it would be
It
fun.
would be fun.
It would be cool.
It would be good content. Content is king, Vito.
Content is king. It's too bad we can't because the K corner deal stops at the first pitch.
Yeah.
So it's a waste to do one.
I can't
Or
fill up early.
what we could do
Yeah.
is we could buy our beer
Yeah.
right before first pitch,
Yeah.
have a beer, start in the K corner, and then move to a different. I think if we did it, we would like move around.
We've got 36 hours to plan this. Tomorrow's a big moving day for us to make this, enacting this this plan into action.
I would be so stoked to do the 999 deal. And then I have a shoot early on Wednesday, so I got to be ready, but I'm still down. I mean, I'll just drink a ton of water after. I would love to do the 999 deal. But there's other stuff, exciting stuff coming to Citi Field in the coming weeks. Like these tumblers John and I've been drinking out of casually for the whole episode. These tumblers are going to be available on May 12th. That's a Sunday game.
That's Mother's Day.
Beautiful Sunday. Mother's Day. What's better for a mother than a nice tumbler?
I finished my water. You didn't give me a straw.
No, it was in the box, dude.
You didn't tell me about that.
To tell you the truth, I just honestly,
You took it out.
It fell out of mine, and I just didn't even realize it was in there. So you should have looked in the box.
You forgot to tell me.
But you know me, I'm a bobblehead guy.
Oh, you got the Mr. Met London?
Dude, Mr. Met
Coming
London,
up.
that's the day before the tumbler. That's Saturday, May
11th.
May 11th.
That comes before 12.
And look at that. Hi, Mr. Matt.
That's
Bye,
very
Mr. Matt.
cool.
Hi, Mr. Matt.
That's going to be a great weekend here at Citi Field as well.
It is.
That's our next home weekend, so that'll be awesome. I got a shout out. I got an employee of the week here for us.
Who? Oh my God, we didn't even talk about this.
The employee of the week's got to be Trisha Donlin, who gave birth this morning at 11 a.m.
Oh, wow, I didn't know.
to Eloise Donlin. So Trisha is our amazing VP of brand marketing.
Congrats.
And yeah, she had a baby girl this morning. She was at the stadium yesterday.
I saw her with her mom.
With her mom, rocking the Queen's Crew purple blazer. That was chef's kiss, nice touch. And she was going to sit with her mom, and I gave her a hug. I said, best of luck, you got this. I didn't congratulate her because that's not a thing you do. I said to her mom, take care of her, and less than 24 hours later, it all happened. Happened quick.
Wow, that's
So,
awesome. I
yeah.
had no idea. That was a
So,
fun surprise for me.
Mazel tov, Trisha, and family. It's great news. Another little Met fan.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I guess you never know.
You never know.
Could be a San Francisco Giants
Can I
fan,
say
for all
something?
we
That's
know.
my biggest fear.
Well, you control it.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Dude, I'm living, I'll just say this on the podcast. I live with my in-laws right now. It's a money-saving mechanism. So what? I'm going to buy a house pretty soon. And
that was you know what's funny? That went from like you not feeling good about yourself to you kind of coming off tooly.
whatever. I'm doing it for a reason. And my father-in-law, Gary, big fan of the show.
Is he?
Yeah, he listens all the time. Yeah.
Like hate listens?
I don't know what feeling he has in his gut. I mean, he doesn't have to hate listen the show to hate me. I just have to walk in the kitchen and he could just feel that way about me. Nah, he and I, we've been watching all the Ranger games together, the Knicks games together.
Oh,
So
because
I
he
took
likes
him to
those.
Yankee Stadium last Friday.
You took him?
and his two sons.
You
yeah.
bought the tickets?
No, I didn't buy
So
them.
you didn't take 'em,
I
you
did take
went-
them. I got the tickets and I took them. I could have taken
Oh,
anyone else.
I didn't know. I said like you got. When I
oh
said
no,
bought,
I got
meant,
I got the tickets.
Like you were the one. Like
Yes,
it wasn't
I
like
facilitated the thanks to Brendan. But yeah, he where was I? Oh, yeah, he always jokes with me that like he's gonna raise my daughter Sophia a Yankee fan, and I feel like every time he says it, he's like joking, but like I don't laugh.
No, he's dead ass.
No, I know he is, and I'm just like, Gary, it's not funny.
Is that a curse?
It's not a curse. FCC does not forbid ass. Ass. See, it's not a curse. But anyway, I eventually he caught on that like I don't find it funny at all, and he finally said, "I'm not going to do that to you." He has two other sons that can bear children one day, and they could get all the pinstripes
Yeah.
they want. Like, leave my daughter and my future children out of it, Gary.
But you've
And
never,
I know Uncle Lenny's going to tell you I said this.
But you've never seen like the kid who likes a different team than his parents.
That's only when the kid hates you, I think, and wants to just like go against the grain and spite you. But that's not going to be the case with Sophia.
Or you're growing up.
We play tickles and we
Yeah.
do all sorts of things.
That's
and
true.
we
You
dance
guys are
Taylor
pretty
Swift
tight.
together.
You guys are pretty tight.
Yeah, we're very tight. So she's not going to do that. And I'm starting her young. Like from 2 weeks, she was wearing Mets stuff. The Mets were in Philly on Apple, I think like 4 days after she was born. And it was last June.
Oh, last year I was
Yeah,
confused. I was like, because
yeah.
this year they were in Cincinnati.
Yeah. And she was on my lap. I have footage of it. It was her first Met game that we watched together. So
Nice.
like, no, I started her.
You're gonna bring
young.
her this year, right?
Yeah, as long as mom agrees to go. I need mom. I need mother-in-law. My mom possibly. I mean, I can't imagine. See, I'm not gonna be of help, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm working.
But this episode's going long. Let's get out of here. We've played a bunch of really good stuff for you guys. You guys got 2 interviews and a produced segment.
Produced segment, 2 interviews, a lot of great banter, nice little recap.
The Mets are back.
One of the purples just went out.
Oh, no. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for listening. You can subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on the Mets YouTube page. Please rate, comment, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff. We ask you every week. We want to see you do it. And you know what? Follow us on Twitter because at Vito F. Calise, at JMB9191, because when this episode drops, we're going to give away Reed Garrett ball.
We have 3 of them now. We gave away 1 at the Apple. I found 2 guys that were meeting at the Apple, and they already listened to the podcast.
We're gonna give 1 more away today or whenever. So the second this podcast comes out, we're gonna put something out, and we're gonna start doing giveaways that you will have a better chance to win if you listen early. So follow us on Twitter. We'll put up a contest today. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you all at the Apple.
Let's go Mets. And let's go Rangers.